Project Stargate and magic beads at the inauguration. It's 5 in 10 from Skywatch TV. 5 things you need to know in about 10 minutes for Thursday, January 23rd, 2025. I'm Derek Gilbert along with Grace, the rescue dog today. Item number 5 today, Stargate. Not the TV show, not the movie, not the remote viewing project at Stanford Research Institute from 40 or 50 years ago. No, this is a new $500 billion investment in building artificial intelligence infrastructure. It's announced by President Trump at the White House on Tuesday. This will involve OpenAI, SoftBank, one of the main investors, and Oracle. They're launching a joint venture called Stargate. It's committing $100 billion up front with plans to invest up to $500 billion within the next 4 years. It's going to begin with a data center in Texas before expanding nationwide to expand or enhance AI training and deployment. This was confirmed Tuesday by Oracle's CEO Larry Ellison. According to President Trump, Stargate will be, quote, building the physical and virtual infrastructure to power the next generation of AI, end quote. He says this will create 100,000 American jobs. OpenAI's CEO Sam Altman was encouraging government officials to support this project, saying that China would soon outpace the United States in the AI arms race. So if we're going to build artificial intelligence overlords, let's at least serve the one that we create instead of the one that the Chinese create. As Elon Musk said, who was part of the crew that launched OpenAI before he left over his concerns over the direction OpenAI was taking, that building autonomous artificial intelligence is, quote, literally summoning the demon, end quote. But again, I guess better an American demon than a Chinese demon. Topic number 4, the end of DEI in D.C. The Trump administration's Office of Personnel Management, or OPM, notified the heads of all federal agencies and departments that diversity, equity, and inclusion offices were to be closed by the end of day Wednesday, and all staff in those offices to be put on paid leave. Now, the heads of these agencies have to deliver to the OPM by noon today, Thursday, a complete list of offices and employees who were in those offices as of November 5th, Election Day, a complete list of all DEI-related agency contracts as of November 5th, and any agency plans to fully comply with the above executive orders and the memorandum that they were given. And then by tomorrow, Friday at 5 p.m., agency heads must to submit to OPM a written plan for executing a reduction in force action regarding the employees who work in a DEI office. Are they going to be furloughed, reassigned, laid off, fired? They've got until Friday at 5 to compile this list. A list of all contract descriptions or personnel description or position descriptions that were changed after Election Day to obscure their connection to DEI programs. There are already reports that some federal agencies changed the names of their DEI offices to make it unclear that that's what they were doing, to hide the fact that that's what they were doing, and basically hiring and firing on the basis of skin color or gender identity. And this action, of course, comes after President Trump signed an executive order eliminating all DEI programs in federal offices, and also an executive order, quote, making it the official policy of the United States government to only recognize 2 genders, male and female, end quote. In other words, injecting biological science into the federal government. Topic number 3, the J6 pardons. You knew that heads were going to explode amongst the talking heads on the legacy media and Democrats, but I repeat myself, after President Trump fulfilled his promise to pardon J6, those who've been charged, and commute the sentences of those who've been convicted of being part of the riots at the Capitol on January 6th of 2021. Now, look, there's not enough time in this format to go into all of the evidence of the involvement of federal agents in the crowd on January 6th of 2021. Those who were stirring things up, agitating the crowd, encouraging them to enter the Capitol, and so on. That's pretty well established. But it's worth noting that, again, Democrats have just been completely apoplectic here. For example, House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, who said, quote, House Republicans are celebrating pardons issued to a bloodthirsty mob that violently assaulted police officers on January 6, 2021. Far-right extremists have become the party of lawlessness and disorder. Don't ever lecture America again, end quote. Okay, well, about that, Democrats. You might remember back in 1954 when members of the Puerto Rican Nationalist Party shot 5 congressmen on the floor of the House of Representatives during a debate on immigration. They brought weapons into the United States Capitol and shot 5 members of Congress on the floor of the House. None of them were killed, thankfully. Those 5 members were, those members of the Puerto Rican Nationalist Party, 4 of them, were sentenced to life in prison. Except in 1979, President Jimmy Carter, Democrat, commuted their sentences. They were released. And there are other examples of this. For example, Bill Ayers, member of the Weather Underground, a terrorist group that planted a bomb inside a restroom below the Senate chambers to protest U.S. military operations in Laos, part of the Vietnam War. Ayers, never charged, never convicted, never imprisoned. In fact, went on to become a close confidant and mentor of Barack Obama. And there are those who believe that he actually wrote Obama's autobiography. So, Democrats, before you start spouting off about the January 6th pardons, log. Topic number 2, peak child. Back in the 1970s, we started hearing the phrase peak oil. This was the idea that the Earth we'd reached peak oil production, that the Earth was running out of oil, and this would have massive disruptions to our economies, the price of gasoline, the price of fuel oil, the price of plastics, everything derived from petrochemicals would just skyrocket because the Earth was running out of oil and we needed to find other sources of energy. Well, that hasn't happened. In fact, they've been predicting peak oil or variants of it since the 1920s. But we are looking at another very important peak that is legit, and that is peak child. Children under the age of 5, we reached peak child. The number of children under 5 began to drop in 2017. Peak child for those 15 and under, 2021, and peak child for those under 25. I don't know if you're 25, I'm not a child. From where I sit. And I know I would have hated to hear that too when I was 25, but now that I'm a little older. Anyway, for those under 25, that demographic began to shrink in 2024. Now, some look at these numbers and think, hey, this is good news. The Earth is overpopulated. We can reverse climate change. Our carbon footprints will shrink. Okay, even if those things are true, the fact is there are some other societal consequences to the shrinking of the population. Earth's population as a whole is expected to begin shrinking sometime between 2075 and 2085. And that once it does, there are demographers who believe it may not be reversible. Once you get out of peak childbearing years, it becomes more and more difficult for the population to reverse and begin increasing again when you've got fewer young people who can actually produce those children. This, even China, which has dropped its one-child policy. In fact, it hasn't been a one-child policy for some time now. Now it's a 3-child policy in China. They expect their population to drop from more than 1.4 billion today to perhaps 800 million by the end of this century. And there are some who think it may be as low as 500 million. It's hard to grow your economy when there are fewer people spending money. So, serious consequences ahead as we look at the consequences of peak child. Coming up, magic beads at the inauguration. That's straight ahead on 5 and 10.
Ladies and gentlemen, right now you can help the Skywatch TV ministry continue to broadcast the gospel of Jesus Christ to the 4 corners of the world and receive your very own copy of this incredible new work when you order the Destination Earth Ultra Collection. This incredible collection not only includes the brand new book Destination Earth, Ancient Aliens, The Ancient of Days, and the ancient plot to hybridize humanity that reveals for the first time ever Christ's own words that refute the alien God interpretation, who and what aliens originally were according to the Bible, how they fit into the Antichrist's agenda, and more. But you'll also receive the documentary film, The Great Delusion, the second coming of Earth's oldest enemy, that exposes why the Vatican is in possession of a telescope named Lucifer, why the ancient and mysterious civilization known as the Anasazi suddenly disappeared from historic record, how alien abductions might be connected with chapter 6 of the book of Genesis, and so much more, featuring legendary interviews with Dr. Chuck Missler, L.A. Marzulli, Dr. Thomas Horn, Nick Pope, and more. But that's not all. You'll also receive the best-selling book, Encounters, Extraordinary Accounts of Angelic Intervention and What the Bible Actually Says About God's Messengers by Allie Anderson and Donna Howell. This paradigm-shattering work details true accounts of angelic intervention as told by those who have experienced them. It reveals how misconceptions regarding angels came to be and how the early church unintentionally propagated the myth that these beings are weak, and frameworks the fierce capacity of angels' powers, including their strength in warfare, ability to fly, and how they manipulate earthly elements to carry out God's will, and more. All of these items hold a retail value of over $65. Yours now for your donation of only $45, which includes free shipping to all U.S. orders. Support the ministry of Skywatch TV today. You can scan the QR code on your screen using the camera app on your phone for instant access to this special opportunity. You can also visit us at skywatchtvstore.com or call 1-844-750-4985 and ask for the Destination Earth Ultra Collection right now.
Item number 1 today. Didn't expect this at the inauguration. Now, beautiful collar being worn by Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson. Matching earrings. These are made of cowrie shells. But Vogue magazine sort of broke the story, but there are others who dug deeper into the actual meaning of these shells. In the traditions of her African ancestors, the cowrie shells were worn as a magical ward against evil. So this collar being worn against what? To ward off the evil of the bad orange man? Now, it's possible that she didn't know what that meant. I mean, after all, Justice Jackson isn't able to define what a woman is, even though she is one, because she's not a biologist. But I seriously doubt it. At events like the inauguration, everything is scrutinized and scripted. This was a message that was being sent, but the message that she sent may not be the one that she intended. Essentially, that she was performing a small act of witchcraft at the inauguration of President Trump. This week on Skywatch TV, we continue our discussion of the new book, Destination Earth. I co-authored this proudly with Donna Howell and Allie Anderson. And this week we discuss the concept of ancient aliens. Where did it come from? Surprisingly, it can be traced right back to the occult teachings of Aleister Crowley and Helena Blavatsky. Don't miss the program. You can watch it right now at our website, skywatchtv.com. Over the air, our broadcast schedule posted at skywatchtv.com/channels. You can watch it on a set-top box like Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire Stick, or if you've got a smart TV preloaded with Roku or Amazon Fire TV, make sure you've got the Skywatch TV channel installed, and all of our video content will bypass the gatekeepers of big tech and come right to you. Now, if you want to watch it on the internet, you can. It's at youtube.com/@Skywatch Television, rumble.com/Skywatch TV, or you can bring it right into your smartphone or tablet, whether it's iOS, Android, or Amazon Kindle Fire phone or tablet. We've got links to all of those app stores at skywatchtv.com/app. If you donated to Skywatch TV in 2024, thank you. We truly appreciate and depend on your support. We are sending out receipts for your tax returns via email. This is just to save on the postage because, thankfully, the number of receipts that we need to send out is quite substantial, and we are truly thankful for that. So please, if you're expecting a receipt from Skywatch TV, keep your eye on your email, and it will be arriving soon, if not already. If you need to contact us, look at the website, skywatchtv.com, find the link for the Contact Us page, and you can ask about that there. You can follow us online, 5 in 10 at YouTube, at 5 in 10 on X, formerly Twitter, at 5_in_10. And thank you for watching. As we keep watch, I'm Derek Gilbert. This is 5 in 10 from Skywatch TV.